Okay, today we're going to talk about Alpine wines, and this category has gotten really popular in recent years, especially with younger drinkers. When we talk about Alpine wines, we're talking about wines where the grapes are grown near Alpine mountainous regions, specifically the Alps. So we're talking about France, Switzerland, North Italy, areas like that. I brought out some of my favorite Alpine wines. I'm going to talk about what makes this style and how to food pair them as well. Okay, we're going to start off in France, specifically the Savoie region. This actually comes from the sub-appellation of Apremont, a really high quality area for red and white wine. This area is located really close to the border of Switzerland, and one of the main grape varieties you see is going to be Jacquère, which is found primarily in this area. It drinks kind of like Sauvignon Blanc. You get those kind of like herbaceous, grassy, almost potpourri, spicy aromatics, lots of citrus, lots of bright acidity. If you're into fondue, this is actually a great fondue wine, and that's kind of the regional pairing for this area. We're going to be sticking with France. This region is called Bugey, and this area actually specializes in traditional method sparkling wine. But the really cool thing is it's mostly red sparkling. So if you're not familiar with that, great area to check out. You get really kind of low alcohol and bright, lifted, acidic wines. And that's kind of a feature of these Alpine wines overall. I kind of describe Bugey as like drinking a raspberry ice pop. You get those bright berry flavors and aromatics, but the alcohol is kind of low. They happen to pair really well with dessert, especially chocolate. So we're thinking chocolate cake, chocolate mousse, anything like that. This is imported by Kermit Lynch. If you're in North America, he's one of my favorite importers of French wine. So turn your bottle around, look for his logo when you're buying French wine. Speaking of wines where the grapes are grown near the Alps, you have to talk about Switzerland. And overall, their best region is going to be Valais. Very famous area for light reds like Pinot Noir, as well as crisp, acidic white wines like this one, which is made with Johannisberg, which is actually the local name for the German grape Sylvaner. The only issue with Swiss wine is they're pretty expensive and they're kind of hard to find in North America. The Swiss only export about 1% of their wine every year. So that makes the prices high and they're difficult to find overall. My favorite food pairing for Swiss white wine is going to be creamy cheeses like Gruyere. You can also do it with charcuterie. That acid cuts through the cheese itself, and the kind of herbaceous flavors go really well with a charcuterie plate. Now we're going to head over to Italy. This area is in the north. It's called Alto Adige, and the local term for that region is going to be Sud Tyrol, meaning South Tyrol. Sometimes you see both on the label like this. Sometimes it's one or the other. They're exactly the same region. This is going to be the home of really high quality Pinot Grigio, as well as some light red wines made with local varieties. The Pinot Grigio is going to be super mineral driven. And what we mean by that is you get these kind of mineral or rock sort of aromas like crushed gravel, chalk dust, things like that. It makes the wines really delicate, easy to food pair, but not very fruity overall, very crisp acidity. The reds, as I said, tend to focus on local varieties. This one's made with Lagrein. You also see a little bit of Merlot and Pinot Noir, light embodied, perfumed, floral, and paired with lighter foods. And we're going to wrap up in North Italy with the region of Valtellina. This is kind of the overlooked region for Nebbiolo. I feel like everybody knows about Barolo, Barbaresco from Piedmont. Valtellina is further east. You get these lighter, fresher styles with that influence of the Alps weather. Really, these wines are pretty much based on Nebbiolo exclusively, but they come in at way better price points. This one is $20 full price. I'm sure you guys already know Barolo and Barbaresco. It's so easy to spend $75 or $100. For something like this, I'm thinking match it with an herbaceous meat dish, something like grilled rack of lamb, maybe even like a pork loin with herbs. You're going to want something with some fat and some chew to match up with the tannins of Nebbiolo. So I've really been enjoying exploring these Alpine wines. Like I said, they're getting a lot more popular. So have you tried any out? What are your favorites? Let me know.